Welcome to Keeping It Real with Power Platform, where we look at how real people use the Power Platform around the world to create awesome software solutions. And today we have Diane Fligiel from EP Bailey joining us from Chicago, Illinois. Diane's been on Power Platform journey for years as an advocate, champion, and community leader, helping teams build secure, real-world solutions. Today we'll hear what she's building with Power Platform and Copilot Studio and the impact that she's creating. So welcome, Diane.
Hello, Leon. Good to meet you and see you again.
Likewise, it's awesome to see you again. And I'd like to start with an easy one. So tell me about your journey with the Power Platform.
As I always say, when InfoPath died, Power Platform came to life, and I've been on that journey ever since. From when it was very, very rudimentary to now where you can do so many things and it's just expanded so much, and been on that journey all along with it. So, and I'm excited to see what's next because it seems like there's always something new around the corner with it.
Absolutely. And I know that you have been helping organizations in their AI transformation, trying to digest everything that is new by taking advantage of Copilot. And we know that Copilot can help organizations to get a lot done. But the thing that you have been focusing on is bringing the organization culture, brand, and tone into Copilot. So I'd love if you could share more about the work that you are doing.
Sure, absolutely. With EP Bailey, we're very protective about our brand, and we want to make sure that when we are using Copilot and Copilot Studio in general, that it is keeping with our brand, keeping with our tone, keeping with our ways of working and our way of talking to our customers and talking even internally. So one thing that we've been working on is a research agent that also creates different types of collateral, meeting plans, agendas, things like that, but that speak in the tone for EP Bailey and also make sure that we are enforcing some of the things that our learning and development team is really, really pushing. So in this case, we use Copilot Studio along with a couple of other pieces. So prompting, being able to use prompts specifically. So with that in mind, using Copilot Studio, we were able to take, these instructions, be able to type in what we, want from the Copilot and get branded output that has our EP Bailey, logo. It also, whatever we would put into that Copilot, it creates questions, like probing questions that we can talk to our clients about to make sure that we are really hearing them and understanding what their goals are as it relates to what we're having that meeting about. So by using the Copilot Studio, we're able to kind of take it to that next level and innovate something that just really added that extra EP Bailey spice.
And this is wonderful because also you are using all this power that you were talking about, all the power of Copilot and of Copilot Studio, but embedded in the full cultural and data context of your organization. I'm curious, do you have any other examples that you can talk to of things that you are building using the same approach?
So we created Cloudflow, again, using another part of the Power Platform. But in this case, we found that Copilot, although it took us to a good place, it wasn't really giving us what we needed from a QA/QC standpoint. So by adding in some knowledge, by adding in some of the things that we knew we needed for compliance, we were able to run a Cloudflow that could look at all of those compliance pieces and bring them into the mix. So it would tell you basically what all the, grammatical or spelling errors were, but it was also going to tell you where the tone might be off, where there was a specific paragraph that needed to be in there because it was this type of document, but it wasn't there. So Copilot by itself was never going to be able to get us there. But again, just adding another layer into it with Power Platform, with a Power Automate flow, gave us a really, really great way to get that information.
This is great because you said something that I truly believe and resonates a lot with me, that is the Power Platform is more powerful when you start combining all those components together. And it gets even more powerful when you combine them with the larger Microsoft ecosystem. And this is a really good example of all of the things combined to solve a very important, a very complex business problem. One question, as I was looking at this solution and I was curious, who is the target audience and how many users will this be targeted to?
Yeah, so our entire valuation team is using this right now. They are, I think they're about 50 to 100 people, but I know there's more across the country, but they're using this every time they have a proposal. They are using this tool. And you brought up a really interesting point earlier, Leon, in that the Power Platform is like that toolbox, but there are other pieces of the Microsoft ecosystem that you can bring into it. We had another example in the past few months where we worked with Microsoft to bring in a tax agent, something that's working with taxes. But we found that the Power Platform didn't quite have one piece that we needed, but we were able to bring it out to Azure and get that piece, that we needed to get and bring it again into a cloud flow.
Very well said. And I love how you're calling out the power of the entire platform when you bring all these products together. And I'm sure that as you bring those products together, you're also bringing together teams that have like citizen developers, business users, professional developers. So I'd love to learn more about your journey and your experience regarding that.
Yeah, at iBailey, we have a really great mix. We've got some really brilliant pro code developers. We have them really eager to learn and use citizen developers. So I think we're really starting to embrace that mix between citizen devs, pro code, and low code. Because of the example that we had with our tax year-over-year process, is like we couldn't quite get this one piece, so we reached out to our pro dev team and said, hey, can you help us out with this? They're all into Azure, AI Foundry, document intelligence. There's so many other pieces that we can use. And then we're also trying to empower, our citizen devs to, help themselves, learn some of the tools. I will say that one of the things that we find challenging, and I think everybody does, and, because we are keeping it real, is governance. Like, how do you keep all of this stuff together and straight? So I think that's, one of the challenges that we do still face. And I think it's getting better. You guys are putting out more tools all the time to help us with that.
Governance is one of our top areas of investments, and we know how critical it is for enterprise customers. We are making very big investments and very big strides with our managed platform that give you security, operation, availability, and privacy, and all the things that you might expect in an enterprise-ready platform. Diane, how can people learn more about what you do and follow your work?
Yeah, you can always find me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to chat with makers and, fellow PowerCat team members. So please reach out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Diane, for being here with us today. And thank you for watching. See you in the next episode of Keeping It Real with Power Platform. Bye for now.